I know that your company has made some big moves recently. I know that it's pretty recent that you became a carbon neutral company,
Mhm.
and that is a really hot topic in the world right now. We're hearing a lot of companies that are committing to carbon neutrality, net zero, all kinds of different things. So I was curious, can you talk a little bit about that and the decision that was made to do that, and what initiatives you have in place to achieve this carbon neutrality?
Absolutely. So part of our purpose as well is a strategy to be a leader in sustainability. We want to lead in all aspects of our sustainability program, our social programs, our animal welfare programs, our food innovation, plus environmental sustainability. And what's interesting is when we were about to launch our purpose in 2017, we reached out to our employees and asked them, you know, how can you operationalize yourself in your day-to-day work, raise the good in food? What's that going to look like for you? Because we need to build a roadmap of how we're going to and a strategy to implement raise the good in food. And we interviewed and held workshops. We called them ideation sessions from shop floor employees right up to our CFO. And what was quite fascinating was that at that time in 2017, we had the boldest environmental goals of any meat company at that time, 50% environmental footprint reduction by 2025. Well, some of the most common feedback that we got from our employees was, if we want to be the most sustainable protein company on earth, how come our environmental footprint goals are only set at 50%? And we said, you're right, they are. And that's actually what cascaded, close to 2 year carbon management strategy that I had to lead and develop with my team, which led to setting science-based targets and carbon neutrality, achieving carbon neutrality. We set a very aggressive timeline to achieve carbon neutrality, um, because of the fundamental fact that we believe that we're in a climate crisis right now, and companies with scale like Maple Leaf need to do everything they can to minimize their impact. And we do that adopting a pretty general framework, nothing proprietary at all. But you two understand that kind of inverted pyramid of waste reduction. We took that same pyramid and said, we have to, at the top of that inverted pyramid, we have to avoid greenhouse gas emissions at all costs. We have to integrate into our strategies and decision making greenhouse gas avoidance. The best example I can provide of that is when we decided to build our new London poultry processing facility in the heart of where all the broiler birds are grown in southwestern Ontario. Right now, our processing facilities are over 200 kilometers away from that region. Um, and by just locating that site in the heart of where the chickens are grown and raised, we are avoiding like millions of road kilometers from birds being on trucks to get into downtown Toronto to process. Higher animal welfare there actually as well, and over the lifetime of that facility, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of greenhouse gas emissions. Right. That's a great way to describe avoidance and integrate it into decision making. We also have to reduce, obviously, and the whole manufacturing, whether it's food or other sources of manufacturing, needs to reduce, and that is by greatly reducing the natural gas you consume at your operations, the electricity, the water, the solid waste to landfill, all those aspects of environmental footprint, and efficiency of your production needs to improve greatly. Why? Because that improved efficiency helps reduce greenhouse gases, and it helps save a lot of money for companies. Right? There's one thing that's sure, is that electricity and utility prices are going up. So by reducing, you're going to not only benefit lower greenhouse gas emissions, you're going to reduce your costs. And then those those savings can be put back into more greenhouse gas reduction initiatives. As well, we're focused on replacing, so looking at power purchase agreements for renewable electricity and a comprehensive strategy that we have in flight right now around the circular economy and uh, embracing anaerobic digestion and biogas to turn some of our organic waste, or most of our organic waste, into renewable fuel that we can consume back in our plants. Again, reducing our greenhouse gas emissions. All that being said, and all those initiatives are at various stages for most companies, there are still greenhouse gas emissions that companies can't avoid right now, right? We have a corporate fleet of cars and a few trucks. There's not enough electric vehicle charging stations out there right now from an infrastructure perspective for us to embrace and utilize. There's not enough renewable natural gas in the pipe for us to even buy under a power purchase agreement. So, with the emissions that we can avoid, we purchase the highest credible offsets that we can find in the North American voluntary marketplace, and we neutralize our emissions to zero. That is something that we're very proud of. We're coming up now. Actually, we've hit our 2-year anniversary of being carbon neutral, and what we're seeing in sustainability circles now is that more and more companies are interested in this as a meaningful step to take in the short term on their journeys to being truly net zero. So super proud of it. We're talking a lot about this in the food system across Canada and North America and globally, actually, through the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. So yes, we're excited about it, and our, we're a carbon neutral company from here on in. It's baked into our overall purpose.
Yeah, I think that's fabulous, and definitely kudos to that. And I'm excited to hear that the employees were saying, "Hey, why are we only 50%? Let's step it up." And I know you had some, I don't know if you had a lot of convincing to do with your CEO, but I'd be curious, was that like the board and the CEO, did it take a lot of work to get them on board with this, or how did that work?
No, again, because everyone is engaged and supportive of our social purpose, and our priorities around leadership and sustainability. This was an easy sell. We had a robust carbon management strategy that we built. We did get approval from them on our science-based targets. So carbon neutral, we bundled within that overall strategy. So it was let's go big or go home kind of thing.
Right, right.
Yeah, that is just so impressive. And thank you for being like so transparent about the way that you guys are achieving this carbon neutral achievement. I think a lot of sustainability professionals or just people in business in general get overwhelmed by the thought of sustainability or feel like it's just another thing to add to their to-do list. But like you mentioned, there's just so many benefits that you don't foresee, especially with, you're reducing your greenhouse gases while also having a better environment for these birds. They don't have to travel in a truck cramped all these miles, and also you're saving money. So there's just so many amazing benefits to sustainability that I don't think people realize. And obviously sustainability journeys take work and it takes effort, but it's definitely worth it in the long run.